What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 160 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. Proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals and also us. So we're not really that professional, but we like to have fun, talk about golf, and just have a good time. It's Kyle and Ben, and we have a very special guest who just had an amazing experience, Auburn Golfer Mychael O'Berry. Mychael, welcome to the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me on. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're excited to, it's Masters week, a lot of Masters talk, and Mychael just got to play Augusta National. So we're going to geek out and ask her a bunch of questions and probably sound annoying, but she's excited to tell it. So we're going to have fun. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Bet Online, the number one sports betting website in the country. Tons of Masters bets you can get out right now. You can get your overall winners, your top tens, your who's going to make the cut. There's just all kind of stuff that you can bet on Bet Online. Use coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV, get a 50% bonus. Give them $100. They're going to give you $50 back to play with. Have a ton of fun. Bet Online is where the game starts. All right, let's do this. All right, so it was I want to make sure I get this right. It's the AWNA, correct? Or
ANWA.
I missed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, ANWA Invitational was just this past weekend. It's an invite type process. Is that correct?
Yep. Top 72 players in the world.
Nice. Top 72 players in the world. You get to go play, I believe, the Champions Retreat. Is that correct? You play one or two rounds there?
We played 2 rounds, 36 holes.
2 rounds there, and then if you make the cut, you go play Augusta National. But everybody gets to do a practice round at Augusta National. Is that before or prior to?
It's kind of in between. So we played our first round of Champions Retreat on Wednesday, got in 18 holes, and then Thursday was supposed to be the second round. We had an 8-hour weather delay. So I ended up not teeing off till like 5:15 that afternoon. So everybody played until dark. I got in 9 holes. And then the next day, Friday, was originally supposed to be the practice round at Augusta. It's kind of the day in between the second round and the final round.
Right.
So we came back out Friday morning, finished my last 9 holes, and then went straight to Augusta from there.
Oh, wow. So you had a whole full day of golf.
Oh, full day. Yes.
That's awesome. So
you weren't missing that, were you? I mean, that's not something that's the thing.
No.
It would have been like if you would have, I mean, even if you would have like pulled something during the round, you're like, we're sticking it out.
Absolutely.
Where's the dot? Where's the shot? I'm good to go.
Exactly.
So you said top 72 players in the world. So like how do they determine that and at what point did you know you were in? Like, what's the feelings there as you go through that?
Yeah, so it's based off of your world amateur golf ranking, so your WAGR, and it's all based on the previous year. So the cutoff was December 31st, 2021.
Gotcha.
And they take the top 30 American golfers in WAGR and the top 30 international golfers in WAGR based off of your ranking. And then there's a couple committee picks in there. I knew I was close approaching the end of the year, and I played a tournament in Arizona. I played the Patriot All-America at the very end of December. And I honestly didn't know if it would make it into WAGR before they decided their picks and everything. But I played really well in that tournament, and then it ended up going in there. So I knew it was going to be close, and then found out, I think, the second week of January.
And then I'm sure you're just like me, you probably be jumping up and down, going nuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, as soon as they announced the tournament 3 years ago, that was always kind of my goal to be able to play in it. And then when we got an extra year of eligibility, that kind of gave me another eye at it. And this is the first year we had 1 girl play in it. And then last year we had 3 girls playing it. And then this year 2 girls. So Auburn's been pretty well represented.
That is absolutely amazing.
Do you get the invite? Like they send invites to players? Did they send you
like the
card? Did they really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
the official like a wedding invite. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I wish I had it with me. My mom took it back home, but it got shipped to my house in Birmingham, and my mom drove up to Auburn the next day to bring it to me. So it was pretty special.
That's so amazing. That's so
It would
amazing.
have been so hard not drive that day of. Like,
I
go to the
know.
mailbox, go get in the car, put the keys in the car, and just drive to Auburn right away.
I know. I was waiting on it. She had to work that afternoon, so I was like, I guess I'll wait till tomorrow.
Did anything come with it, or was it just the invitation? Or
Well, it's in like a pretty big envelope, and then it's like a triple fold cardboard thing, and then there's a letter from the chairman, Mr. Fred Ridley, in there. So
wow,
yeah,
that's so stinking cool. I'm
So classy.
We were texting. We've watched it pretty much all 3 years that it's come out, and it's always been just, it's super fun to watch. And then it's just so cool that they're doing this now and making it such a big deal. And you guys get to play it before the pros get to play it. So like you get to play it like at prime time, like not even divots out in the ground. I mean, are there, how many is it?
Yeah. Walk us through what the condition of the course.
Oh, the course is just perfection. I mean, there had been pros that had been out there like the previous weeks, and you couldn't tell anybody had stepped foot on the golf course. I mean, that place is just pristine, and it was cool to be able to play it in kind of Masters conditions around the same time.
Yes.
Did they treat you guys like tourists too? Do they give you like tours of the facilities and let you see all the stuff? Like, do they give you the whole experience, or is it like, hey, play golf and then you're done?
No, they definitely make it really special for us. We were obviously in a bit more of a hurry this year since we came straight from the second round, but we got dropped off at the driving range and I actually ended up having like 2 hours to just mess around on the practice facility. And I had a local caddy, so he showed me around like their caddy house and stuff like that. So no, they're not in a rush at all. They want to make it the best experience possible for us. So
that's so
sick. Very well.
Were there I'm sure they probably shut it all off for just you guys. I mean, was there any pros out there practicing, or was this just 100% for you guys that day?
At the time we were there, it was just us. We had they allow all the players have a designated guest, is what they call it, going into the week. So most people pick one of their parents. So your designated guest, your swing instructor, and your caddy can go out there. So
wow,
it was cool to see it with all the grandstands and everything like that.
The leaderboards.
Yeah, you could just see everything. So it was neat.
That's so amazing. All right, so is this the first time? Had you probably went with the other? Did you go to? Has this the first time you ever been to Augusta, or have you been before prior?
No, I've actually played it twice before this past week. And then I went last year to watch Kaylee Telfer, one of my teammates. She made the cut, so a couple of us went and watched her final round last year. So that was my 4th time going, I think.
Wow, but so you're basically a member. You're basically a member now.
Not quite, not yet, but I mean, it just never gets old.
Did you have all right? So you step on the first tee for your practice round at Augusta. Do you have the same, since you've already played it before, do you have the same level of nerves? Different? Is it easier? What's it like this time versus previous?
This time was a bit different just because I'd already played 9 competitive holes that morning. So I was loose and I wasn't nervous at all this time. I just kind of got up there and I went into it with the attitude of just trying to have fun that day.
Yeah.
So I just let it loose and I wasn't really nervous at all.
Since it was a practice round, I mean, did you treat it like a practice round where you're like hitting a couple of balls, throwing a few balls down on the green, putting in different locations, or did y'all play it just like almost like stroke play to kind of keep it moving?
We started out almost just playing it like stroke play. It's a customary rule to only hit 1 ball at Augusta, tee to green, and then when you get to the greens, you can throw balls around, chip, putt. We like to put balls in familiar spots that we've seen tour pros chip and putt from. And so we messed around in that aspect. But for the most part, I just hit 1 ball into every hole.
What pins did they give you when you played this time?
A lot of them were Sunday pins, which was cool. Like 16, they had the back left pin feeding it off the hill.
Did you go try to chip one? Did you go to try to chip one where Tiger chipped it up and let it?
I didn't, no, but I tried to skip one across the water.
How'd that go?
It almost made it. It hit the bank, but I've done it before. I've made it across before, but I just gave it one try this time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what is, I mean, what is your like bet? What's your favorite hole? And then what's like, I guess the least favorite hole, and like, what's like your best shot you've ever hit while you're out there?
I would say my favorite hole is probably 11.
Really?
It really suits my eye. I play a draw, so the tee shot's pretty wide open. It's not bad. But I did walk back to where the pros tee off from, and it's like 550 yards, and I think that would make it a lot harder.
Yeah.
But it's pretty easy on my eye, throwing a draw in there, letting it hit the ridge and feed down. So that's probably my favorite hole. That's the one I think I've birdied it 2 out of the 3 times that I've played.
Wow. And that's like one of the tougher holes on the course. That's
I know.
And they've made it even tougher. Well, you hit a draw, so unless you flare it out right, like that's the big talk of today is like watching all the live from stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about 11 because people have always had shots from over there. And now they've apparently put some bank in. So it'll basically roll your ball back behind a tree. So you're going to have to punch out if you get over there to the right.
Yeah. Everybody was talking about that. Apparently it used to all be pine straw over there. I didn't vividly remember that, but they put in 3 big pine trees. And I went out and watched the final round Saturday. I was following Latana Stone, who's one of my friends who was in contention, and the trees were definitely in play over there. So apparently it makes it a lot harder.
That's amazing.
Isn't she the girl from LSU?
Yes, she is.
Is she the one that was the brown-headed girl? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle, I know you were playing because you had your tournament. She threw a dart on 12, like almost pulled out. Like she hit it with it.
Pin was on the right.
Is dead center, is right over the bunker.
Okay.
And she landed it between the bunker and the pin, which is every bit of about probably 3 paces. And it just stopped. I mean, it was 8 inches for birdie.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
About a 1.5 feet.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's sick. What's your least favorite hole?
Least favorite has to be 3. I
3,
cannot figure that hole out.
Oh, the green is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not a long hole either, but the green is just, it's tough to hit. It's really firm and slopes
narrow
everywhere, keeping your ball everywhere. That's probably my least favorite. I like 2 a lot also.
I bet you like 2. You just wrap that draw around the corner, get it rolling down the hill. Yeah,
exactly.
Probably 13 would probably be a pretty good hole for you too. Just kind of
I do like 13.
Yeah, you can get it way up there.
Yeah, it's easy for me to get it around the corner. Second shot's not so easy.
Yeah, because you're like this.
It's my But the crazy thing is I was in a pretty good spot off the tee this past week in the practice round, and my caddy told me, because you're standing it's well above your feet, and he was like, it's not going to draw as much as you think it is off the slide. And I was like, no, it has to. Like, it's so far above my feet. And he's like, trust me. He's like, it's not going to go that far left. And I didn't really trust him. So I obviously played enough for a draw. Did not move like on a string. It's crazy how much local knowledge those guys have.
Yeah. I got to figure out, how do you become an Augusta caddy? Like, how does that work? Like, what's the reference process that you got to go through to get there? I mean, those guys are just elite.
If you flunk out, you get to go to Pinehurst, because that's what the caddy that caddied for us at Pinehurst said. He said he never could get in at Augusta, so he got stuck.
Oh, really?
He got stuck slumming at Pinehurst.
Yeah, that's a
tough job there.
Huge step down. Yeah. What would be like? I guess I assume you played it out, like what your scores are. What's the best you've shot out there? Just out of curiosity.
I think this past week was my best round. I think I ended up shooting 2 under.
Wow.
Which is ironic because I did not have my best golf the first and second rounds. And so I just went out there and I guess didn't really care.
Didn't care, yeah.
Swinging it, and it worked out.
Would you say that how would you compare the 2 courses as far as like difficulty, I guess, for the Augusta versus the others?
Totally opposite.
Really?
Augusta National felt like a walk in the park after playing Champions Retreat. And I think that was kind of the common opinion across the field. I was
Really
sitting at dinner Saturday night after the final round talking to a bunch of players, and it's a tough course, Championship Tree, and they just put in brand new Bermuda greens. They're rock hard, and it made it tough. And it was windy and it was long. You're hitting 6 irons, 5 irons, hybrid sometimes into holes that don't hold at all. So I thought Championship Tree was a way harder test of golf.
Really?
The scores on Saturday were much better than like looking back at the scores. I mean, there were some people that started out on fire. Like you didn't think we're in contention and went out and went like birdie, birdie, birdie. And it's like, they're back in it. And you're going, wait a second, what in the world's going on?
Augusta's greens are just so receptive right now. Like they're quick, but they hold good shots and you get rewarded. So
yeah, I played Augusta today.
Don't feed into Kyle, because when you just said that it's easier, Kyle's under the impression that he can go out there and just tattoo Augusta National.
No. All right, here's the thing. The from the members tees, which 6,400 yards, that's what, like orange tees at AU Club. I just said I could break 90. That's all I said. I played it virtually today on a simulator and shot 86. So
I think you can break 90 out there for sure.
But there you go. There you go.
Okay. See, don't do that. Please don't do that.
We got simulator evidence. Michael says I can do it. I got faith. We can do it.
Grayson Huff says that you're dreaming, because we have said
Grayson Huff's a hater,
because we've told him he has to play everything down and he has to roll everything out. And so that was when Grayson was like, okay, so after you 3-jack the first hole, then what are you going to do?
Or whatever.
When you get to number 2.
She just played it. She just played it. She says I can do it. That's all I
does this for a living.
That's all I need to know. She said I didn't say that I was as good as her. She just said I could do it. So I can do it. I take that. I'm going to take it from there.
I think you could.
Yeah. Awesome. So just take me with you the next time you go, and I'll prove it. Okay. So, all right.
Also, if you can get him on Shoal Creek, he would appreciate it too. Because he's mad at all of us about that.
I'm working on that one. So we'll figure that out soon. All right. So you play Augusta. Now you have a little bit left. How much is left in the spring season? I guess it's what, April. Is there much more college golf left in the spring? Like how does that work? How we look? All that moving forward.
So we're officially done with our regular season tournaments now.
Gotcha.
So we leave for SECs next Monday. That's in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have regionals. We don't know where we go for that yet. And then hopefully the national championship. And then that's it.
Where do you play in Birmingham? Which course you playing in Birmingham?
Greystone Legacy.
Yeah. The Legacy. That's the one I played.
Yeah.
That's a good course. That's a fun course. So like I love Zoysia fairways. Zoysia fairways, you get the wobbles in the cart, but y'all obviously don't experience that because you're going to be walking. But so we got SECs, regionals, we don't really know where, and then hopefully we got nationals from there, and then this is it for you though, right? This is your last year. So what's have you thought that far? Like what do you feel like your plan is from there?
Yeah, so I'm currently getting my MBA here at Auburn, so I don't graduate until December. So I'll still be in school for a while. I'm doing an internship up in Boston this summer, so that's the next soonest move. And then hopefully I figure it out in the next 4 months after that, what I'm going to do.
Let me ask you this. Are you going to get a little folded money? Or are you going to try to go under the radar and hustle some folks when you get up to Boston that may not know who you are, may be a little dumb to the idea that you play collegiate golf?
I've thought about it. Everybody tells me to do that. Change my bag out and just go out there and
take your name off your bag. You
take the name off. Yeah, take the Auburn logo. Don't take anything Auburn related out there.
I know.
Like I know you want to, but
get you a Sky Mountain golf bag.
That's right.
No, don't do that. Go to Target or Walmart and get you a golf bag. No, that's what you need to do.
Sky or Sun Mountain or whatever it is, all black. And then nothing. I mean, and just and go hustle. I think
no logos anywhere. Not even on the ball. Don't even take some of your team balls out there where it's got the logo. Do not do that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I need to play with a top flight or something.
Yes.
Put some iron covers on.
Yeah. Pull out a brush tee on the first tee. Some brush tees. And then I said we had an episode where we talked about what are the things that we would do to be members at Augusta, and I said that. One, I would wear iron covers with my name initials monogrammed on them for life.
Really?
I'd hit every tee shot off of a brush tee. I'd carry a ball retriever, a 9-wood. And what was the last one? I can't remember what the last one was.
We also told him his ball retriever had to be one of those big gaudy ones that you could not like one of the little ones that extends.
And
like
stop
it needs
at
to be
every
the one
body
that
of
hangs
water.
out of the bag.
Sticks out of the bag, yeah.
Stop at every body of water.
Yes,
he's at least.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's also required to stop at every body of water that we come to, and at least go fishing for balls, even if he doesn't come up for any.
I may do the same thing. It's a pretty sweet place.
Yeah, you see those guys all the time. So I figured that's the guy. I would be the guy that everybody hated. To be a member in Augusta is basically it. That's what I was saying.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah,
totally
worth
it. Totally worth it. All right, so we talked about Augusta. Now, we play at the same course, same home course. So I said, favorite hole, least favorite hole. Let's do it at AU Club. So let's hit it.
Oh gosh. Been through a lot with that place.
You were not the only college golfer that has told us that.
No, yeah, it was not anywhere near the top of my favorites list when I first got here.
Really?
But being
it's kind of a fader type course at some, a lot of holes kind of favor that.
Yeah. But I don't know what it was about it when I first got here, but it took me a while to figure out how to play it. I would say my favorite hole. Trying to run through.
I can tell you right now, my least favorite, and I'm not a member out there. I just play with Kyle a lot out there. And Kyle, what number is the one that the ditch runs?
Five.
That's the dumbest hole in golf.
I agree. That's hands down my least favorite hole.
See,
they're gonna fix it. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better. I've heard, but yeah,
it never fails. I hit a natural cut. And so my deal is when we get to that hole, I just aim at the ditch and I'm thinking
whatever happens, happens.
Whatever. I hit it straight every damn time on that hole. That's the only hole in America that I hit the ball perfectly straight every single time.
Yeah,
of course. And the ditch is like 5 yards wide.
Yes, and I dead center it every time. Right. Like it does. Yep. I don't even like hit the hill
where you have to drop all the way back to the tee box.
Ridiculous.
I like that hole when we play. Sometimes we play the tee boxes up, and you can just drive it straight over the.
I bet. I was like, that fits your eye perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. I would say favorite hole. I really like 16. 13. I like 13 a lot.
13's a good one.
Yeah.
Which one?
13. That's a tricky green. The short par 4 with the really tricky green.
Oh yeah, Kyle's driven. I've played in a group ahead of Kyle, and he's driven the green on us before.
That's impressive.
It was downwind, and we're up a tee box or something like that.
But it's funny because the guys I was playing with, they were like, they said, "Who is that?" And I said, "There's no doubt it's Kyle. I promise you." And we need to hurry up and putt out and get out of here because we're never going to hear the end of it when he gets up here. So let's hurry up and leave. Just everybody putt out.
Can we play through? Yeah.
Did y'all? You said that the tournament was at SOG. Is that a like of the courses around here? Do y'all ever play Moore's Mill at all, or is it just RTJ, SOG, and AU Club?
We play Moore's Mill more than we play RTJ. I would say we play Moore's Mill. We haven't played it a lot this year, but usually we'll play it around probably once a month. It just depends on what tournament we're going to. We try and play the course that is most similar to the course that we're going to.
Yeah.
So like we played Moore's Mill 2 weekends ago. But I would say, honestly, we play SOG the most, which is a bit surprising. Every Saturday we're at Saugatchee.
Wow.
Man, it's in such good shape.
Yeah, it is. It is in really good shape. Hopefully when we get, when they shut our course down, we can go play with, they'll let us come play over there a little bit.
Yeah, maybe they will. We hosted regionals at SOG 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
we learned a lot that course too.
I do find it interesting, like anytime the tours have come through when they play RTJ, they flip the nines. I mean, I know they do it for crowd reasons. I'm not a big fan of it. But it's always like stuck on the lake. Are you a fan of the links course out there or not a fan? Yeah, the links course at Jay.
I do like that course just because that was the lowest score I've ever shot there. So,
wow.
Really? Yeah. Wow. But the next time I played it, it didn't go as well. But I do like links golf. 63.
Wow. On that course? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
That's impressive.
That's one of the toughest finishing holes.
Toughest finishing holes. The links course, for some reason, when they keep the rough high, it's just it's bogey if you're in the rough. Like if you're fairways and greens, you're fine. But
Right.
Because the greens, now they have switched out the greens. Have you played it since they switched out the greens?
I don't think I have. Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, they're not quite as receptive. They got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, they are much firmer, but
that's typical when you get new greens in, though. I'm sure in October when AU Club reopens, it's going to be pretty firm and fast. Yeah, so really appreciate it. You coming on. It's so awesome. We're like Augusta National geeks. You see Ben's got his green jacket on.
I know. I like the green jacket.
Yeah, don't
tell anybody I got it. I may have to send it back.
Yeah, so
honorary member.
Honorary member. We love talking about it, and we're so proud of what you've been able to do. Go ahead.
I got to ask because Kyle's going. I can tell he's wanting to wrap it up here. Did you go to the pro shop, and how much money did you spend?
That's a good question.
I did go to the pro shop, and I was with a couple of my friends and people that were playing the tournament, and obviously you don't have your phones there, so we had to plan like a meeting time. So I gave everybody 30 minutes because I didn't want to deal with waiting around all day. So I only spent like $200, but the first time I went to Augusta National, I spent probably $900 in the member pro shop.
I spent $1,000.
Not innocent. Yeah, it goes so fast.
Yeah.
You just pick up everything that you'll probably never even use, but you're like,
oh no, they had an article in Golf Digest where they're talking about the pros that are playing there now and like how they get their night in the pro shop to be able to go shop. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing either.
And how much they spend. Terrell Hatton by far is addicted to Augusta National Pro Shop.
That's
really?
I did not know
every
that.
year he buys all 3 of the commemorative putters that they bring out every year. Like, because Billy Horschel's the one that's, I think it was Kisner saw him coming out with like bags of stuff and like 3 putters. He's like, what are you doing? And he goes, I do this every year. I buy it he spends like 10 grand in there every single year.
It's probably a good investment for the future.
Yeah.
For when golf's not a thing anymore for Tyrrell because his attitude's so bad. No, but that's awesome. We could talk Augusta stuff for hours and hours and hours. But we appreciate you. We know you're a busy girl, so you got stuff to do, and we appreciate you jumping on. We'll have to get a matchup sometime soon out at AU Club before they close the course. We only have a few weeks left, so.
However, now that you've told us if you've dropped some 63s and we already know how good you are,
I'm catching strokes.
Don't think the strokes aren't being handed out right away.
Oh, trust me. I'm not getting bamboozled. I know you, so I know the name on the bag, so I'm not gonna go out there and get bamboozled. But we really appreciate it. We'll see you out at the club. Thanks for coming on, and good luck for the rest of the year. Go get them at the SEC championship, and hopefully just keep the pedal down and take it to the nationals.
Yeah, hopefully big regionals and big nationals.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all for having me on.
All right, thanks. Bet. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.